Hey everybody, it's Timothy here with Jank Diver Game, and we're going to be playing Game 2 against Theo here in the ROTO draft after taking a big shellac into Chris. Theo is on kind of the resident 5-color big late game mana fixin deck, so he's going to give me more time to set up, but he's not going to give me a lot of time in the late game, right? We can expect that he'll be playing mana dorks and ramping on turn 2 and 3, and then by turn 4 plus, we're going to see some big things coming down. There's a little bit of land destruction, a lot of land ramp, and he's got a lot of ways to sink his mana in the late game as well with things like Zakama, Golo, so on and so forth. I'm not good at removing creatures, so if something like an Elder Gargaroth comes around, I'm probably in big trouble. But I think a card like Battle Mammoth and things of that nature, Rashmi, I can deal with those just fine by just trying to bleed him out. So he could have some pretty fast starts. This is the type of matchup where I'm going to be bringing in the Pillar, Flame, and stuff like that just to interact with his early game creatures. But for now, we're going to take the play here and see what we can muster up. Yikes. So that's a definite mulligan. Oh my god. All right, not like this game. I'm going to keep and just hope I hit a black source because I don't know what else I'm supposed to do. Go to 5, perhaps? Maybe I'm supposed to go to 5. This is one of the downsides, of course, of playing a 3-color deck that's also splashing a 4th color, but I have something like 8 dual lands in my deck, so seeing none of them in 2 hands is pretty unfortunate, I would say. Immersturm Predator, however, is probably pretty good against him. And Swamp was a good draw. If I draw Mountain next turn or Red Source, do I go Chandra or do I go Bastion? Probably just Chandra, right? First Mana Dork. Oh, Fauna Shaman's actually not a Mana Dork, but it does set him up pretty nicely with whatever creatures he needs to find. Not much of a decision to be made here. We're going to play the Bastion and pass. And we still need a 4th land to really get going here, but Immersturm Predator is pretty strong, and he didn't have the fastest start in the world here. We're not seeing like a turn 3 Omnath or anything like that. Granted, Fauna Shaman can fetch up the turn 3 Omnath, but we are going to see a 5-drop on turn 5, and I might not even have a play. I think this game's pretty much over if I don't draw a way to cast Immersturm Predator right now, or unless I draw something like extremely well. I don't know. Woe Strider even would be okay. All right, Dragon Skull Summit puts me in this game, and we're going to be in a little bit of trouble when he untaps. So I guess we should look at what he can play. Let's assume that he can fetch anything he wants and play a 4-drop next turn. What could come down? The 4-drops aren't the scariest. It's the 5-drops that are really bad, and all of them are kind of bad for us, so we'll just see what happens. We'll get our big creature on board, though. Immersturm Predator is one of our better cards. It's kind of hard for him to kill it. Yeah, this might end up being a race. He kind of can't kill it at all. He can Zakama at some point. Alright, Rashmi is what I wanted to see because it doesn't affect things too much. And then I wouldn't be surprised to see Fauna Shaman come up next. Well, there's our 1-drops that we're not drawing at a timely time. Timely time? Chandra's kind of nice with this Predator. I guess. It's actually not that good. Oh, I can put +1/+1 counters on this every time I sack a creature, right? You don't have to hit something in the graveyard. It's kind of dope. Well, we're going to play Chandra. He has a 1... Oh, he has Fauna Shaman activation up. We are going to 0. And then I'm going to attack with these 3, obviously. We're going to eat the Cultivate. It doesn't matter too much. I wouldn't be surprised to see him go get Omnath because Omnath just gains him a bunch of life. Plus Rashmi could be really gross here. Let's let him go to blocks. Doesn't really matter. He's going to block the 1/1s, obviously. And then I think sacking him puts counters on this, right? Exile up to 1 target card from a graveyard and put a +1/+1 counter on it. And then we'll play a Dread Wanderer. Yeah, oh, this does not get the counter, though. Oh, it's whenever it becomes tapped, right? It's not when it sacks the creature. So sacking the creatures here doesn't really change anything. Nice big hit, though. And let's see what he ends up fetching. So Fauna Shaman is coming down. Discarding Cosima, which not going to be very good here. I'm going to get Omnath, maybe Hornet Queen. Like a Hornet Queen can give him a lot of time here. He went and got Elder Gargaroth. That actually makes a lot of sense. It's actually really good. Perforos's intervention off the top would be disgusting. Alright. Drew Hornet Queen. Okay. And we see an attack here. Could attack Chandra for 4. Probably just block with the 1/1. Oh no. I will allow Chandra to take 2. Alright, something like Blood Artist would be good. Concealed Courtyard, not good. Alright, well we got some skeleton action. This is gonna do a lot of work here. The fact that it has reach and triggers every time is kind of gross, but we're gonna go all in here. See if he wants to make 3/3s or whatever he wants to do. He's gonna block Predator, gain 3 life. I mean, every mode is bad. Not having removal really sucks for our deck here, that's for sure. Alright, well we're definitely jamming with everything, right? Really need to jam with this. Elder Gargaroth's gonna block Predator. Fauna Shaman can eat this 1/1. That's fine, I need to push in all the damage I possibly can. He could go up to 17 here. I think he's probably going to gain life off the Gargaroth, and then he gains another 3 when it attacks. So this is going to be very tough. Yep. Blocking the 1/1 that doesn't stick around makes perfect sense. He chose gain 3 life, which makes sense. Okay. Still taking some damage, though. Down to 12. We'll play Skeleton and pass. Does it have Trample? Does have Trample. Alright. I'm expecting Chandra will probably die on my turn, or on his turn. But you can see the Blood Artist effects putting in work even without having, you know, even with this Elder Gargaroth. Alright, Fauna Shaman's gonna fetch something up here. I would not be surprised to see Hornet Queen. Discard and Battle Mammoth. Maybe go get Verduskier Hulk. Just to make it harder for me to kill this Gargaroth. Maybe even start racing me, perhaps. So if he plays Hornet Queen, that gives him a lot of time, but if I draw like an actual Blood Artist or something along those lines, like actual factual Blood Artist, then I feel like we're in good shape. This is also, yeah, there goes the Omnath. He's going to gain so much life. It's going to be hard for me to keep up here, I think. The fact that I'm not actually killing this Gargaroth is problematic for me. And I assume Chandra's dying this turn. Okay, so there's not really a reason to block here. He goes to 13. No blocks. Chandra's down. He goes Omnath into land. He goes up to 17 life. These incidental life gain creatures. He doesn't have a lot of life gain in his deck, but it is keeping him alive here. He's already gained 6 off of Gargaroth, and he's only had it on board 1 turn. Oh, he did not? Okay, he went for Hornet Queen instead. Interesting. Rashmi spikes a land, puts it in his hand. Okay. Hornet Queen is good for him, but I think it's better for me that he has Hornet Queen. So end of turn, we will sack this just to get the point out of the Bastion and then put it back into play. Put him down to 12. And draw Kaya. Kaya, get rid of Gargaroth? That seems really good. This doesn't fly or anything. Or, I'm sorry, it doesn't trample. Alright, well, we're definitely getting rid of Gargaroth here, and then we'll have to deal with Omnath as well. We're 100% attacking with Predator. I wonder if I attack with like Dread Wanderer too and pose a possible trade here. Let's go and eat the Battle Mammoth. Makes sense. We'll just eat the skeleton. Cheaper to put back on board. Okay. Well, I still feel like we're in pretty bad shape, given that he has more life gain and his board is just getting bigger. Rashmi's getting him extra value. Fauna Shaman can fetch up the Zakama here next turn, so we're probably still losing, but we gave him a good fight, I suppose. There's the Omnath. Omnath spikes a forest, which goes to hand. Omnath draws them a card. And Kaya's probably going down here. Yeah, we'll take our 2 off the Rashmi. Into Lotus Cobra. So I'm expecting Zakama next turn, in which case the game is over. There's no way I can beat it. And they're at 15. Yeah, just extremely outvalued this game. I don't think he has Crater Hoof in his deck. Terramorphic's not going to do it. Blood for Bones is not relevant. Alright, we'll give him the GG. I can't beat Zakama next turn. Theo's smart enough to fetch that up. Or fetch up something interactive. What do we have, though, for this matchup? Command the Dreadhorde actually seems okay. I want the Pillar of Flame, I think. It doesn't kill Paradise Druid, but it kills Lotus Cobra, Servant, Fauna Shaman. Legion Warboss seems like it could be good, too, but it's a huge liability against the Gargaroth. This might be a matchup where I want Bantu as well. Dreadhorde Invasion. It's not likely to kill my creatures. Let's look at his sideboard. We have Cinder Vines, which might come in here. Not a lot to actually kill my creatures, so I can probably rely on creatures surviving most of the time. Makes me believe I want Legion Warboss over Chandra. Even though, again, Gargadon is particularly bad. Dreadhorde Invasion could be okay. Command the Dreadhorde could be really good in this matchup. I think I'm going to try that out. Corvold seems okay here. Call the Death Dweller less good. Because, again, my creatures aren't necessarily dying as much. Do I want Untethered Express? Probably not. I think I want Dreadhorde Invasion here. Hidden Stockpile, not as much. I just want to lay on pressure. Lay on pressure and try to get around whatever threats he might have. The Angrath's Rampage seems fine. So my deck might end up looking something like this. There's the Pillar of Flame. Pillar of Flame could be super bad, though. It's just really good if I have it early, and if I have it against the whatchamacallits, the creatures. Maybe I want God Eternal Bantu here, too, as just another threat that can attack. And I want to remove things that don't apply pressure to the board. Dreadhorde Invasion kind of follows that suite. Village Rites is a little bit worse here as well, because he's not interacting with my creatures. Plate Crafter seems pretty good. Blood for Bones maybe is out, given that I brought in Command the Dread Horde. Okay, let's try this out. So we're going to try to just trade off resources and use one of these big game enders to finish the game. Immersturm Predator looked really good there, but the Gargaroth looked a little bit better. So let's go ahead and try this out for game 2. And we'll see how Theo decided to sideboard. His sideboard's not super relevant. The Cinder Vines is kind of decent. It can kill like my Bastion of Remembrance and things like that. This is a better open in hand. Priest plus Dreadhorde Invasion is really good, so I'm 100% keeping it. We're gonna turn 2 Priest. Dreadhorde Invasion's a little awkward if you don't turn to it. And we're gonna go Overgrown Tomb into Dragon Skull Summit. Still think I play turn 2 Priest, especially if I draw a 1-drop. Then I can go Skeleton plus 1-drop. Alright, Pillar of Flame, nice if he doesn't have specifically Paradise Druid. But Fauna Shaman, Servant of the Conduit, Lotus Cobra, any of those creatures die to Pillar of Flames. Pillar of Flame. Okay. Show me not Paradise Druid. Dragon Master Outcast. Okay. I accept the Dragon Master Outcast. So we're going to go Pillar of Flame this and then get the Dreadhorde Invasion going with the Priest here. And my red mana, my black mana is more important, but I have double black already. So let's get red. And we will Flame. Attack for 1. And play Dreadhorde Invasion and pass. And now we're looking pretty good, unless he finds a way to swarm the board with creatures, but Uro is not bad. Uro, I would say, is a nice one there. Okay, let's go and get this Fabled Passage down, go Skeleton, and just pass the turn. So whatever creature he ends up playing, hopefully he didn't bring in Nightpack Ambusher. He played the bridge. Yikes. Alright, you got me good there. Let's go ahead and drain him for 2 still, though. So we go... Let's crack this. Let's go get our planes. Prismatic Bridge, nice. Angrath's Rampage doesn't kill enchantments. So we do this, right? We go target you, sack these 2. You lose 2 life. I draw a card, and then we put the skeleton back on board with the black mana. And we just untap, make another 1/1. Not bad. Should we go for Kaya here? We should probably just go for Kaya here. Kaya's plus on the skeleton's actually kind of like bad. Exile target non-land permanent. Wait a second. Kaya gets rid of enchantments. Wait a minute. And we deal 1 here. I haven't actually dealt a lot of damage to him yet. He gained 3 from Uro. So, Priest is looking very good here. He's going to need multiple creatures to not just fold to this. Obviously, Zakama. Well, no, we could beat a Zakama here because we could kill it in response to its own trigger. Golos. So we're going to let Golos resolve, and we're going to activate this in response. Make him sack Golos, and then put this back on board, and then your Golos trigger's fine. And at some point this game, we can actually make a really big Perforos's Intervention. Yeah, I think the +1 on Kaya, targeting the skeleton's actively bad for us. We don't want the skeleton to return to our hand. We also don't want to draw this many lands for what it's worth, but we'll put a counter on Priest. We'll attack for 1. And we'll play Terramorphic, just crack it now and go get, I suppose, Mountain. Just to make Croxa easier if we end up drawing that. We already have green. Yeah. Hornet Queen would be a problem. Hey, look, it's Hornet Queen. Not like the biggest problem in the world. We can still just do this to deal with their creatures, which we're going to do. But the Hornet Queen... Oh, Command the Dread Horde. That's really good. I think it's really good. Maybe it's not. 10, 15 life. I gain 3 of it back. Maybe that's too risky. Let's put this back on board. Corvold, also quite good. We are losing life from Dread Horde Invasion, so I don't want to go too crazy on the Command the Dread Horde, but it is a nice little option to have here, especially since Uro is free to get off of it. I kind of want to go Corvold Sack Skeleton, and then plus Kaya on Corvold. Alternatively, I can go... Yeah, I can go Kaya plus on Skeleton... Kaya plus on Skeleton, sack the Skeleton to Corvold, replay the Skeleton, and still have the Priest activation up. Alright, attack here. Alright, Theo determining whether 1 life is worth losing one of these bugs or not. And determines that is not the case. So here we're going to go Corvold. I'm going to sack this Skeleton. Skeleton's going to go back to my hand. I'm going to get a Spirit token. Corvold gets a counter, and I draw a card. Blood Artist is a fantastic draw. That's exactly what we want, right? Yeah, Blood Artist is... the card that makes this deck tick. Now, my opponent does get to stick something really threatening here. I have Perforos's Intervention, though. Skitter and Surveyor is not the not the big threat I was worried about. So they can play a 5-drop now. Gearhulk, Gargaroth. Okay, they got a Mountain. See if they can attack Kaya or not. Lotus Cobra, sure. Into Servant. Okay, just a bunch of bodies on board. And wouldn't be surprised to see an attack here. I'm going to Priest them. And they're going to lose 5 life here. The creature they sack, the 2 creatures I sack, and the 2 life from Priest means they're taking 5. Alright, our deck is definitely kicking off this turn. Or this game, I should say. Blood Artist, target them. I have 2 black mana I can't do anything with. Go to my turn. Kroxa's nice. They have a land in their hand too, so they have to lose 3 off Kroxa. Yikes, that's gross. I think we've got it this turn. I'm not really doing any math here. The fact that they have to lose 3 there is pretty gross. Corvold draws a card. This is going to plus here, and then I just have to Priest them for the win. Alright, things definitely came together that game. Alright, we get a game 3. We get a game 3 against a deck that's definitely going to beat us in the late game. Ooh, exciting. Drawing Kaya there, dealing with the bridge is kind of nuts. I don't think anything here is really like that amazing. March of Multitudes looked like it would have been fantastic that game for what it's worth. Just tap down a bunch of things, put a bunch of bodies on board. It's a little bit of a risky card to actually put in, though, because A, the mana cost is extremely difficult. Like, look, I couldn't have even cast it. B, it just doesn't seem like it's worth it. I am on the draw this time. I still kind of like the War Boss over the Chandra, but maybe that's not right. Blood for Bones, Call the Death Dweller, Village Rites. Stitcher Supplier with Command the Dreadhorde might be something I'm actually interested in. I think I'm going to keep the deck the way it is, though, and hope that I can interrupt their early game ramp enough to not let them get out of control. Theo's capable of a turn 3 Omnath, which is a problem for me, I would say. All right, we've got good mana. Yeah, this hand's good. It doesn't interact with the turn 2 mana dork, though. It does not. Should we Terramorphic? We should Terramorphic this turn. For the forest, I suppose. All right, show me the turn 2 dork. Oh, tapped land. That's really good for us. That's really, really good for us. Okay, well, we're going to go Blood Crypt here for the priest. And then next turn, if they play something that has to die, I might even go like War Boss and just sack War Boss plus the token it makes. If they don't play something that has to die immediately, then War Boss just starts to get going. But we'll see. Might be a Cultivate, Skitter, and Surveyor, sure. Okay, so no actual ramp is good for us. Let's go ahead and get War Boss down. Skitter and Surveyor insulates them from this priest, which is very annoying. Do I sack? Oh, that's a tough call. Do I sack my War Boss to make sure that whatever creature they stick next dies to the priest? Like if they go Omnath this turn, they fetched a Swamp Dryad into double lands, into 2-drop potentially. Alright, Dryad's nice. Yahenni's also pretty good. I think we go for the Predator here. Yeah, we're going to go for the Predator. This comes in untapped. And then next turn we have Yahenni plus Celebrant. Next turn they could play a 7-drop potentially. But we're only killing the Surveyor if we attack with those two. Alright, let's get this Predator down. Attack here. We can grow the Predator this turn. We have to eat our own Terramorphic Expanse, I think. Exile up to 1 target card and put... No, we don't have to. Alright, let's see what nasty things you can do, Theo. I was not able to interrupt you. Okay, they've got a bridge. Kaya off the top again? Alright, we're set up, they're set up. 2 cards in hand from opponents. Plains. Alright, we've drawn a lot of lands. Let's go ahead and play this. We'll go ahead and play our Celebrant and our Yahenni. We'll make our 1/1. And we'll attack as such. I need their bridge to not be amazing. We'll sack to Yahenni here. Drain them for 1. And end the turn. I could see going Priest, sack like these two. Oh, they hit a Vraska. What in the world? And they... What was that inscription? What was that? Oh, was that their like top card? That was something they revealed. Okay. Alright, Vraska's annoying. If Vraska targets something and I fizzle it, like if they target my Cruel Celebrant and a sack in response, then they don't get the treasure token. I think I'm going to need to draw something a little more than what I already have, for what it's worth. I think Cruel Celebrant's probably the right thing to target here. It deals the incidental damage. I do need them to not have Hornet Queen or Gargaroth, I think. They're going to target Priest, which I'm obviously going to sack in response. It does deny them the treasure, which is not nothing. And I guess I just sacked a Yahenni. Like, it doesn't really matter. I could see them valuing the Priest there because the Priest is just 4 damage. Like, when I activate it, that plus Cruel Celebrant is 4 damage. Alright, they have Gargaroth. It's not good for us. Into Fauna Shaman too, which is also very bad for us because it can just fetch up whatever they need. Alright, this is going to have to be a good draw, I think. Bastion's not a bad draw. No, it's not a bad draw. Alright, I need to go full control here. I think I want to sack the 2 tokens before... No. If Gargaroth wants to block one of them, that's fine. Ugh. Okay. They're going to have a big turn next turn. They're going to have this. They're going to have an activation. They're going to be able to fetch with Fauna Shaman. Although they need to draw a creature for Fauna Shaman. I need them to really brick hard on the Prismatic Bridge, I think. We are going to attack with Immersturm Predator for sure, though. So we're in full control. We'll make the token. And I think I can freely attack with everything because Gargaroth's going to block this Predator anyway. So the 1/1s... Yeah, it doesn't really matter much. They're probably going to draw a card with Gargaroth. Maybe they gain life. Attack like this. And I let them make blocks first, right? We do not want to exile our Priest. Alright, Gargaroth blocks Predator. That's good. That does get Gargaroth off board. And then we just sack the token. Let's see what they do here. Probably draw a card. Maybe they gain 3 life. For what it's worth, Chandra would have been a lot better than Warboss this game because we would have been able to just activate this Priest every turn. They're different in different situations for sure. Granted, the Warboss has still been pretty good. Theo's got a pretty tough decision here, though. Tempting to gain the life, right? They gain the life, they go up to 16, they take 2 here down to 14. Alright, they did in fact gain life, which I like because my game plan's already to have them brick a little bit. And Gargaroth's down. Yahenni gets a counter too, which I didn't even really think about. Alright, Prismatic Bridge, fingers crossed, they get Battle Mammoth, which is not the worst thing in the world that they could have fetched. Let's see, they've got Fauna Shaman still. If they drew a creature, they've got Vraska up as well. But Vraska dies if it -3s, and I can protect it. They can kill my Cruel Celebrant, though, which is probably what they're going to do. They're going to -3 Vraska on Cruel Celebrant, would be my guess. targeting Yeheni or Immerstorm Predator with the removal spell doesn't accomplish much because it basically means you're killing this, so you might as well go for one of the other high quality targets, which they did. We will sack to Yeheni since it's unblocked and can gain Indestructible here. They're going to deny their treasure token again as well. So they lose 2 down to 12. I don't think they drew a creature either. Or maybe it's just a creature that's worth casting here. Not one that they want to discard. Oh, it is a creature. Yikes. They discarded Uro? Wow, that's really good. Alright, so they're going to discard Uro and probably go get Hornet Queen, would be my guess. Yeah, Hornet Queen gives them some time for sure. Can I draw Command the Dreadhorde? I think Command the Dreadhorde is game with this Cruel Celebrant in my graveyard. Okay, they got Hornet Queen, as expected. Alright, Queen down. Blood Artist, please. Something that's not a land. Give me something here. Okay. So, play Swamp. Attack with Predator. Plus this. Yeah, this Hornet Queen might just buy him enough time. I'm going to eat Uro, I think. So, token. Put them down to 11. Eat that. Yeheni gets a counter and pass the turn. And bridge at procs again. Into Nyx Fleece Ram. Okay. Not the worst. I do need you to brick, Theo. I need you to brick a little bit. No creatures. Just hit a land, please. Hit a land. Got a lot of powerful top decks on my end. Bontu would be really good here. I believe I brought Bontu in. Just drone lands is every turn I give my opponent is horrendous here. At some point, he can actually start dealing damage to me. If I drew Kaya, I'm almost certainly just popping that bridge, making them play from the top of their deck instead. Golos would be an incredible draw. Alright, let's see if there's an attack here. There is an attack. Eight coming through. So I could just trade this 1/1 for Yeheni. I don't think that's worth it. Or for the extra damage. I'm going to take my 8 here. Smart of Theo to attack. Cultivate. Okay. Cultivate does not affect the game meaningfully here. It does change the chances of them hitting basics as their draw for turn. Alright, this is a big turn. We need to draw something now. Kroxa. Draw. Well, I can't flashback Kroxa. Judith. Wait, Judith's big game. Oh, Judith might actually just be game. Alright, so we play Judith, right? Whenever a non-token creature you control dies. Okay, so they're not just dead. Because the tokens don't trigger. Because I could sacrifice this and this to deal with the tokens. Judith was a good draw. It's going to let me clear out the rest of these blockers this turn. I guess that's not actually even true. Okay. Well, we're going to play Judith. We're going to make this token. And we are going to attack with these two. We're going to eat the cultivate. Oh, wait, hold on. Could I have won the game here? Oh, I think maybe I could have won the game. Yeah. I could have sacked Warboss, Yeheni, and Judith. Judith last to Predator. Dealt 1, 2, 3 damage, triggered this 3 times, and gotten in with the Predator. Okay, so I just threw the game there. I had lethal. This has to eat this. I go up to 18. Eat that again. Yeah, and he gets bigger. Okay, you gain a life and bridge hits. Cosima. Okay, that's good for me because Cosima doesn't change this game too much. Now, just don't draw Zakama. Or a creature. Fauna Shaman being able to fetch up Zakama is a huge problem. I missed lethal last turn, though. That's huge. Giving him an extra turn with this bridge or this Fauna Shaman is just like game ending. Alright, are we going to get another attack here? It's been this has been a tense match. This has been an incredible match, though. Just getting hosed by this bridge. Missed out on lethal. Yeah, this would have been 8 power plus the 3 pings here. Can't believe I did that. I think I can do it this coming up turn, though. Maybe. See what we draw first. We drew Kaya. Alright. Instant speed. Let's see what they could possibly have. Let's see what Theo could have at instant speed. Chemister's Insight, which we're not playing around Chemister's Insight. They would have cast that for sure. Shared Summons, I don't think is a consideration. Gargaroth, Golos, Migration Path, Essica, Knight. I don't think there's anything... Oh, Inscription of Abundance. Do we think they drew Inscription of Abundance? They didn't play a land. Inscription of Abundance would be incredible draw for them. Because I'm saying we could go Kaya minus here and then go for the plan. But Inscription does mess that up, doesn't it? Alternatively, we can just get rid of this Prismatic Bridge. Alright, I'm going to cast Kaya and see what they do. They F6, so I'm going to go... Actually, I think what I'm going to do here is I'm going to go +1 on Judith and then sack it to Yeheni and then just replay Judith. And that gets rid of one of these. Wait, is that stupid? Maybe that's stupid. Let's just get rid of Hornet Queen. Oh no, Battle Mammoth. Battle Mammoth has a... Oh no, Battle Mammoth. I didn't think about Battle Mammoth triggering. I'm giving him 2 more shots at draw and Inscription here. Oh, this is tough. Yeah, because I go shoot this, shoot this. Let's go full control. They don't have the Inscription right now. We resolve this. We go... We don't want to activate this one because it taps itself. So we want to activate Yeheni. Sacrifice Warboss. Shoot one of these. Draw, not Inscription, please. Oh no, they drew it. And then I'm going to go to attacks with these two, because Yeheni's already indestructible. And then I'm going to sack Judith to the Predator. Yeah, it has to be one of these. Sack Judith to the Predator, target this. And then I'm coming in for 9 in the air. Okay, they're gonna see if they have a creature they can fetch up that does something at instant speed. And I looked through, I don't think there's a creature. Nightpack Ambusher doesn't do it. Oh, are we gonna get there? I think we got there. Oh my god. Woo, boy. Alright, Theo. Great game, great game. Let me see if I can get Theo on the line. If not, I'll be back in a minute to close things out.
Alright.
Okay, yeah, I just wanted to give people an opportunity to talk about their deck. Your deck looks insane. I don't know what your last couple draws there were, but I was like,
they were all lands, which was pretty sad.
Like, if he draws any creature at all, he just gets to go get Zakama.
Yeah, any creature pretty much wins, yeah.
I don't think I do it.
Well, the thing is, the Prismatic Bridge was taking all the creatures out of my deck. So, yeah.
Also, like, I forgot Battle Mammoth. Because I gave up lethal that other turn, the turn before. I didn't realize it till I attacked. I could have just pinged off all the flyers. But then the Battle Mammoth started.
I thought you needed the Kaya to kill the 2/2 Hornet.
No, so the turn you attacked with Battle Mammoth and the 2/2, you had 3 1/1 Death Touchers back, and I could have sacked the War Boss, the Yeheni, and the Judith to just ping them off and kill you, but I didn't realize it till after I attacked. And then, like, the next turn, Battle Mammoth started triggering, and I was like, oh shit, he's got Inscription Abundance in his deck. Like,
oh yeah, that's actually the card I needed there.
I was like, if he draws into that, I'm screwed.
I thought I couldn't actually draw anything useful, but yeah, that's true.
Yeah, but yeah, if you wanted to take a minute and just talk about your deck, because it looks pretty sweet, then I'll wrap up the rest.
Yeah, sure. I pretty much went into it wanting to make Prismatic Bridge work, and that was my goal, so...
It was pretty scary. Hit Vraska right off the bat.
First picked Golos, pretty much, just because that's a pretty safe bet. And I think the best card in my deck's Omnath, though, just because, like, when you can build around it in Rotisserie, like, you actually have enough triggers to make it go off, like, consistently.
Yeah.
And, I mean, there's a reason why this card's banned. Like, it's kind of absurd.
Yeah, pre-game, I was like, well, he doesn't have a lot of life gain. If I get going, like, it's going to be fine. And then you went, like, Gargaroth and Omnath. I was like, well...
Yeah.
And then the third game, like the second game was just Priest doing the Priest thing, like keeping you off of putting anything on board. But then game 3, you played...
Priest is so scary, yeah.
You played Skitter and Survey, and I was like, well, that kind of... like, I was actually debating sacking the Goblin token and the Legion War Boss just to get the Surveyor off board.
Dude, Surveyor is so good.
It did its job pretty well.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Have you had any success with Waking the Trolls in any of your games?
I've actually sideboarded that in every single game.
Okay, fair enough.
So it's always just too slow. I don't know. I don't think I've ever actually cast it, so maybe I'm not giving it a fair chance. But
yeah, it might not be around a stick. It's a little awkward. Like you can't pitch it to Fauna Shaman and stuff like that. But
yeah, Fauna Shaman is crazy good, especially in this deck when some of your creatures are just so much better than others.
Yeah, I think it was game 1. I wasn't really thinking about it when Fauna Shaman came down. I was like, well, he didn't play a 2-mana dork. That's probably good for me. And then the game goes on, and I'm like, wait a second, he can just get whatever he needs.
Gargaroth, Hornet Queen.
Hornet Queen relevant.
Also, Hornet Queen is the only way I survived against you and like Chris's like Flyers deck. Like,
yeah, Hornet Queen definitely pulled his weight there.
Turns out Immersturm Predator. We were debating if it's better than Prismatic Bridge. It seems like
it's
it is.
it's still up in
Because
the air,
it
but
won in like a one-on-one. So
yeah, that was kind of like my game plan is you can't kill my creatures. Like you kind of Zakama can, but you don't really have
yeah,
other ways to kill my creatures, so I need to ride Immersturm Predator and avoid Hornet Queen, I think. It just buys you so much
yeah,
time.
yeah. I don't have. I mean, Zikama is usually how the game ends. I don't have like a hoof or something crazy to like
Yeah.
actually instantly win.
I
But
think I'm
yeah,
getting hoofed soon with Masapo, but
yeah, yeah. My game versus Masapo was absurd. It's just like who can ramp like out the fastest, like
yeah,
tender up, you know?
not looking forward to it.
Yeah,
But yeah,
yeah,
good games, man. I just wanted to give
yeah.
everybody an
Good games.
opportunity to.
That was a really close one.
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
pretty tense. All right, man. I'll see you around. I'm gonna go
All right.
close out the video.
Sure.
All right, that's gonna do it for match number 2. That was a bit of a slog, but that was an awesome set of games. Theo's a very good player and has a very good deck here with a lot of kind of intricacies going on. I got a little bit lucky to avoid him top decking any creature, but you heard it from himself. He drew a couple lands and stuff like that. Our deck got to kind of do its own thing, which was really nice. Kaya pulled her weight very nicely. All of the aristocrat stuff kind of came together, and the priest in game 2 was just absurd with the Dreadhorde invasion and whatnot. But that's going to go and do it. Thanks for watching. We're 2 matches in. We've got, I think, 7 more to go, and we'll keep rolling them out. Remember, as always, I'm going to plug it every single time. You can subscribe below for more content like this, and if you would like to participate in a Roto draft like this in the near future, feel free to join our Discord in the description below. So that's going to do it. Thanks for watching. I'll catch you all in the next one.